Hey folks, it's Admiral Revan here, and we are talking about in regarding to a different warship. It's a German cruiser called the Agir, which is a German cruiser, Tier 9, which is a lovely German cruiser, and you'll be loving it in the near future. So, we have the German cruiser right in front of us, and it looks fantastic. So, the ship itself is pretty decent, it's a lovely ship. Um, the weapons on this thing comprise of three 305mm guns, which is like two in the front, one in the rear, with triple barrels on each, which is fantastic. The layout for the armor is pretty much that the citadel is pretty much the armor belt is pretty much in the lower side of the ship, just underneath, just above the waterline, and the citadel is pretty much in the center of the ship. Mind you, though, the thickness of the ship, in terms of for the armor for the front and rear, is actually pretty solid. However, when it's actually going up against other big ships, this ship is not really designed for tanking, but it can do a certain job with the ship. Now, the good thing about it is that with this ship, though, before we start kicking off in the battle, is that it's got 6 km 12 range as well as 65 knots, and it has torpedoes located in the middle of the ship over here, and also on the other side as well. It has a whole heap of AA defense with 87 of AA defense guns, as well as some good secondaries, at least about 9 of them, all over the place of the ship. The ship itself is pretty decent all around, so I will take it out for a spin and show you how good it is. Now, German cruisers are designed to be a bit of a hit and run tactic ships. They're not really designed to be pretty much like tanking vessels and going in close and personal with the enemy. As much as I would love to take any ship like this close and personal, it's just that I think in moving forward, though, it's just one of those things that you just have to wait and see. So, while we're loading up, I'll tell you a bit more about the Agir. Did you know that the German Agir battle cruiser, or should I say cruiser, was really designed to counterattack the Royal British Navy and the Americans? Well, it's true. It's pretty interesting history back in the day, but we're about to play her in a minute here, so we better do a sync drop. Throw 3, 2, 1, loading up. Alright, so here we go. Perfect opportunity. The ship itself is actually pretty decent all around. It's actually got good concealment, and definitely you can use hydro to detect torpedoes as well as enemy submarines. But with that being said, this ship is well designed to be a supporting vessel in the battlefield. Now, we're about to play it, and then we're going to show you a couple of good things about it. The ship itself can go pretty fast, and mind you, though, this is an interesting opportunity for you to do epicenter. So epicenter on a cruiser, it's a little bit tricky, that's for sure. Alright, so AP guns are pretty decent on this thing, with nearly 10,000 damage, as well as 3,600 damage for high explosives. Depending on how you spec this warship, it is actually pretty decent all around to play with. And the firing range is actually nearly 22 kilometers. So, depending on how you spec this ship, it is really coming down to how you do it. So, here we go. playing a cruiser, basically don't rush in too soon with going in there against the enemy. The enemy will be coming to you, no doubt. So you just be near your battleships, and they will support you as long as you support them. The trick with the Agir is that even though it's got good guns and good dispersion, you really need to focus fire on your targets to get it wisely. So as you can see, there's an Azuma that's coming in at long range, and I can see it happening, and the Azuma doesn't know we're here, and that's good, we'll keep it that way. As you can see, that the big battleships like the Massachusetts, Montana, Alabama are coming up broad on the starboard side of me, and it's time to make tracks to get out of here. As you can see, that you've been hard detected, so I have to start firing and start fleeing straight away. There's no point in staying broadside to a battleship or any kind in this battle, because I would literally get totally taken out. And look out, shells are incoming straight away from the Des Moines. The shells for your Agir to penetrate on a Des Moines, for example, is pretty solid. So here we go, the Des Moines is still moving back, and it's looking pretty sharp actually, just by looking at it. Oh well, overpens. But looks like some torps have been fired, and yes, they are no longer going to hit me, or maybe going to hit me. Okay. This is going to be interesting. Slowing down. Looks like that was an interesting concept right there. See, so you notice that the ship is pretty maneuverable, right? So it's pretty decent ship to play with for maneuvers and speed capability. The one best thing about it is to actually know when to retreat and know when to attack. So at the moment right now I am just moving casually towards the main base and trying to move in. So you notice that I've been focusing fire on the cruisers. Well, that's what I'm hoping to provoke. So the Des Moines over there is like, just hanging back, having a good time of its life, and like, that's not a problem at all. But we gotta definitely try our best to do something about it. Okay, we got a form ricochet on that guy. After Grossi just got taken out, that's not good. Calling to focus fire on him. As you notice that I actually stayed pure broadside when I got the island between me and the Des Moines. And look at that, my shells could not get over that. So I'm forced to be in a position that I have to retreat. So as you can see, I'm moving right back right now. There's no point of hanging around. I have fired up Hydro for a different reason. One of the bigger reasons is actually to try and get myself in a good position than where I am right now. And as you can see, the shells had penetrated the Zuma broadside, but did not cause any severe damage. There are some good things about the Agir though. The Agir, on the other hand, is actually very maneuverable. It's light, it's portable, and does the job. As you can see, that the ship itself is actually very maneuverable, that even the battleships have a hard time trying to hit me. But the one thing I will say very much up front with you is that don't underestimate your opportunity to retreat and move when you need to. So as you can see, I am moving right now. The Des Moines is on its own. I have the opportunity to seize the moment to take a good hit on him, which I'm hoping. I have to admit my shells are a bit all over the place, and look at that, that's a beautiful citadel on the Des Moines. That was very nice. Well played. So, here I am, moving back, falling back. There's no need to charge in. Basically, stay undetected for a little while is a good idea. The detection range of this ship is actually pretty decent at 15 clicks. So definitely use this at your leisure. As soon as you fire your main guns on the other hand, that the enemy will be able to protect you, and you have to stay silent for at least a good 14 seconds. So at the moment right now, I think staying silent is a good idea. So the enemy is focused firing on you. You got less than 2 seconds before not being detected again. So here we go, they're actually not going to hit me. So, alright, that's awesome. The enemy is still falling back, that's fantastic. Alright, so here we are. We're in the position right now. I'm fired shots at the zoomer at long range. And the zoomer just took a bit of citadel hit, which is fantastic. Oh. Yep. Massachusetts doesn't like me and is still trying to have a go at me. Alright. Let's try HE on that Massachusetts. Okay. So, maybe not Massachusetts, I'll focus fire on the Grossi with the fire and salvo of HE. So HE shells are going on the Grossi, looking good, looking pretty spot on actually. And scored a fire with 4 penetrating hits, and it actually looks pretty solid, that hit there. The one big thing about the Agir is that you can't show your broadside too long, otherwise you'll be taken out pretty quickly. One solid hit from any battleship, you pretty much just signed your death threat right there. So basically you're pretty much warranted yourself a written invitation on the enemy to get you. So at the moment, as you can see, that the Massachusetts was, focused on the DD and the other targets of mine, but didn't get a chance to kill us. So that's okay. Uh-oh, we have been detected by radar, and that is not a good sign. So that will be, I think, it would be the Petro. So Petro was actually definitely causing some havoc there. I don't see the Petro. In fact, I do see the Petro. Okay. Just to clarify a couple of things. That the secondaries are now in range of the Montana. And it's not a good idea to go to Montana head to head. So I'm deliberately kiting and moving back. The Petro is around the corner over here on his own. The Baltimore is actually facing him. So I'm coming over to the rescue. So here we go. I got my guns pretty much in a right angle positioning, hoping that the Petro will come in and take the bait. But it looks like the Petro is actually hanging back. So that's actually not bad. Alright, so here we go. Moving in to tank it. And looking good so far. Looks like the Montana was trying to get me. My secondaries are lighting up on this Sega. What the? Wow, that's an interesting animation. Check that out. That was different, to say the least. So that was a bit of a interesting and new animation. So that was an interesting glitch there. That was unreal. So that was pretty much you know, just by seeing their response to the chat, it's just like unreal, man. But that was an interesting glitch out there, man. But anyhow, that's what happens with the issues like that going on. But that's how you play the Agir, play it to the best standard as you can. The good thing about the Agir is the maneuverability and concealment. As you can see, that the concealment and the maneuverability is 33 knots, and the concealment is pretty good under 13 clicks, thereabouts. But overall though, the ship is pretty decent, so I definitely would recommend it. When you build your commander for this, I mean, like, grease the gears is good, gunner feed is good, demolition expert is nice to have, priority target is good to have, not a must-have, but it's there. If you want focus fire training on your AA and reload time, that's the best way to do it for yourself. Having heavy AP cells is definitely a good thing to do. HE cells being heavy is nice, but not really needed. Adrenaline rush is good to have. Superintendent is good to have. Not worry about survivability expert. However, outnumbered and also top grade gunner is pretty good to have, and also concealment. If you have at least, you know, say when you get to 10-point captain, grease the gears, gun feeder, demolition expert, AP, and then say outnumbered, then work on get concealment up, and then top grade gunner, you'll be set for pretty much a long term. So I think it's pretty nice. I mean like the set overall. I mean the ship's pretty decent, it's good, it's maneuverable and affordable. Great diminishing returns on the Agir. So my friends, I'm going to call it there. The Agir is a very good warship to play, so definitely go check it out. It is available on the premium shop, so definitely go check it out. If you have any questions or whatnot, please feel free to ask any questions and let us know. We'll take it easy in the meantime and stay safe.